and welcome to my Tarot Corner. And thank you to each and every one of you who decides to come back to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you who comes back to my channel, and I do appreciate the ones who decided to donate to my coffee fund, which is actually my tarot fund, because I use the money for new tarot or oracle decks, and right now I have enough money to buy the Mildred Payne oracle deck that I told you about that I wanted, and once the funds are transferred into my bank account, I will be able to order that very eerie and very unique oracle deck, and we'll be able to use it. So I can't wait. Okay, so some of you might be disappointed at today's topic because it's back to the Harkles. What can I do? They are taking most of the news. And today is about the coronation and King Charles. Now, one of the biggest headlines today was regarding King Charles and his, apparently before the coronation, he's going to have this interview with the BBC. This is something that is planned. This is something that is part of his ascending to the throne. But some people think that he might speak about Harry's allegation, that he might want to insert his truth, his way of seeing things. He might want to address Harry's allegation in that interview. Now, I'm not going to look into whether or not he's going to do that. What I'm going to look into is whether or not it is the right thing to do. So I'm going to do an SOS question in which I'm going to ask whether or not it's the right thing for King Charles to do, whether he should address Prince Harry and his shenanigans in his interview to CNN. And to tell you my opinion before I start this reading, I don't think that he should, but let's see what the tarot says. And I remind you that in questions like this, if I get in the middle card a court card, the answer is yes. And then we will have to look at the interpretation of the card and see why it is a yes card. But it is a yes card every time that I get a court card in a question of whether or not a person should do something in an SOS question, and it is a court card, the answer is yes. Now, then afterwards, I will do some Tarako questions regarding the coronation and the Sussexes. So I'm using the Golden Tarot of the Renaissance. I like using golden tarots like the Universal Golden Tarot or the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot when I am doing tarot readings about the real royal family, not the mock royal family that Harry and Meghan are trying to sell us. So before I start, this is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So let me clear the deck. Once more. Okay, so now let's start asking. So should King Charles address Prince Harry and his grievances in his interview to the BBC before the coronation? Should King Charles address Prince Harry and his grievances in in his interview to the BBC before the coronation? Should he address Prince Harry's grievances in his BBC interview? Okay, so as always in SOS questions, I'm cutting the deck once and I'm taking 3 cards. And the answer is in the middle card. Okay, so the answer is, let's see. Okay, it's upside down. And this is the King of Wands. So first of all, it is a court card, so the answer is yes. And the King of Wands, or the King of Batons as it is here, what it is, the King of Wands, it is a card of beginnings. It's the King of Wands is a card of someone who knows how to start things. He is the initiator. He is someone who is very good in starting things, but someone who is also someone who gets angry very easily, someone who is impulsive. This is something that he needs to be very much careful of. He needs to be very careful of his impulses and his irritation and his tendency to get angry easily. So altogether, it is a yes answer, but let's look at the cards on the side to see why it's a yes answer. But it is about new beginnings. So probably because he does want to start a new beginning with his son, because he does want his son to come to the coronation. So I don't think that he means to go against Prince Harry in that interview. I don't think that he means to go out in a war against Prince Harry. He means to maybe address some of the grievances in a way that might let Prince Harry off the hook, or let Prince Harry get back to the family, to in a way let him go down from the tree that he climbed on. This is probably the reason why he wants to do that. So he wants to try and let Prince Harry have this way of coming back to the family. So he will try to address those things, those grievances, but not to go out in a war against Prince Harry, but to and not as an apologetic way, but in a way of trying to start something new. But the king is looking at this side. So let's see what card we have in this side. And we have here what card is this? This is the Two of Swords. Okay, so the Two of Swords is a card of not being able to see reality, and because of that, not being able to cope with reality. So the king is looking at this card. So he's looking at Prince Harry, and he realizes that Prince Harry is in this energy of not being able to see reality as it is, and because of that, he's unable to cope with reality as it is. This is the energy in which Prince Harry is in right now. Prince Harry does not read reality correctly. He is in this stage in which he believes everything that he says. He doesn't see reality in a true way, and King Charles realizes that. So he wants to try and find a way to help open his eyes. If you remember how the Two of Swords looks like in the Rider-Waite, it usually is a woman with her eyes closed. She doesn't see reality because of that. So in this instance, King Charles, as the King of Wands, wants to try something new, to try and open Prince Harry's eyes. So the reason he wants to talk about Prince Harry and to talk about the things that he talked about in his book is to try and open his eyes, to try and make him see reality as it is, to help him cope with reality, to help him get off the tree that he climbed on, to help him to help him find a way to come back to the family. So this is the reason why he's trying to do that. On the other side, the king doesn't look at this card, which is the card of the prince or the knave of cups. Okay, so the Knave of Cups, that's the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is the artist. That is the person who is very good in expressing himself in an artistic way, but it also the person who has very difficult mental health problems. This is something that King Charles has difficulty in realizing, or has difficulty in understanding. He has a difficulty in understanding that many of the problems that Prince Harry has are stemming from his very difficult mental health problems, and that the person that is Prince Harry is right now is a person with very difficult mental health problems, and he's not the same Harry that he used to know. So this is something that King Charles needs to realize, and it's very hard for him. That is why he's with his back to this card. It's very hard for him to understand, it's very hard for him to accept the fact that Prince Harry is very deformed or very sick mentally. This is something that King Charles has problems seeing. He knows that. So it's in the back of his mind. He knows that. But he wants his son back. That is what he wants. But he knows that his son is in a bad place. He knows that he doesn't see reality. He knows that he has a problem in coping with reality. But still, it is very difficult for him to realize that he is not the same person that he used to be, that the person that will come back to the royal family, if he ever comes back to the royal family, will not be the same person that he used to be. He will be a very, very deformed person. He will be completely different, and he will be someone who needs very, very deep mental health treatment, and maybe even hospitalization. I don't know. Okay, so that's the SOS question. Okay, so now for the Tarako questions, I'm shuffling the cards once again and clearing the cards again. And let's start asking. So what I'm asking is the universe to adjust the cards correctly to answer my following questions. So please adjust the cards correctly to answer my following questions. Please adjust the cards correctly to answer my following questions. So once again, cutting in the middle, and I'm taking 4 cards for each question, and then the 5th card is the answer. So the first question is, Apparently, King Charles asked Justin Warby, or that's what the media says, that he asked the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Warby, to be a mediator and to find a way or to get to some kind of an agreement with Harry and Meghan that will allow them to participate in the coronation. So let's see if that is something that is true or not. So is it true that King Charles asked Justin Warby, the Archbishop of Canterbury, to step in and mediate with the Harkles about the coronation? And the card that I'm getting here is the Nine of Cups. So the answer is yes. The Nine of Cups is all about wishes coming true. And here we even see this kind of it's like this religious person that is giving a blessing to this person here. So it's even like a priest that is blessing someone younger, but it is a yes card. So yeah, King Charles did ask Justin Warby to step in and to try to find a way to mediate between the royal family and the Sussexes, and to find a way to help, to find a way to make them to make the Sussexes come to the coronation. So King Charles really wants them to come to the coronation, and he asked Justin Warby to try and make that happen. So that's the first question. The second question is one more headline that I saw is that Prince Harry is asking for this kind of promise that he won't get stripped from his titles after the coronation. So he's making this kind of preliminary condition that he will come to the coronation only if he's promised that he will not be stripped of his titles afterwards. So is that correct? Is Prince Harry demanding a promise that he will not get stripped of his titles after the coronation? So let's see what the answer is. And the answer is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is the fantasizer. And so this is a card that tells me that he is demanding that, because this is someone who is living in a fantasy world, and Prince Harry is living in a fantasy world. So he does think that he can demand something like this. And this is why I believe that he is demanding that. This is not just a puff piece. He is demanding that. He does think that he has the power to demand something like that. And he does think that he is in a position to demand something like that and to get a promise like that because he lives in this fantasy world. So this card is a yes card in this instance. Okay. The next question is Harry and Meghan. There has been another rumor that Harry and Meghan want their children to have some kind of role in the coronation. Sounds a little bit, it sounds, I don't know what kind of role does a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old can have in a coronation, but let's see, is that true? Do Harry and Meghan want their children to participate in the coronation? Okay, so let's see, is that true or not? Do they want Archie and Lilibet to participate in the coronation? The answer is the Sun card, and the Sun card is another yes card. So yes, the Sun card is also a father card. So it is also about the father. It's also about the king. It is a card that also has some kind of um, well, connection to a coronation, but it is a yes card. It is about happiness, about family, about abundance. So it looks like they do want their children there. I don't know in what capacity, but they want their children to be there. Even if they are not, they want the children to be there. Okay, last question is, well, Prince Harry is blackmailing King Charles by saying that he has material for a second book, and that he is about to spill the beans about how King Charles treated Diana when they were married. Now, I don't know what Prince Harry has to say about the time that that Charles and Diana were married. I don't know exactly what he does remember from that time. He was 12 years old when Diana died, so I'm not sure that he does have any kind of real information. It can only be things that he were told later on. But does he really have material for a second book? Can he really come out with a second book and I'm not talking about a paperback for spare. I'm talking about a completely different second book that can be more damning for King Charles. So let's see what the answer is. And the answer is okay, the Five of Pentacles, and the answer is no. Five of Pentacles, that is a card of destruction and failure that is known in advance. This is a no card. This is a card of someone who is being very defensive because he felt that he was threatened. But this is a card of destruction and failure. So this is threats without any kind of basis. Prince Harry doesn't have really any more material. He has nothing that he can really threaten King Charles with. This is all vile threats. This is nothing that's substantial. This is not something real. So I don't think that he can really that he has anything to build upon, and this is just vile threats. Nothing that he can really. There's nothing that he can really have more to offer. He actually talked about everything, and the time when Charles and Diana were married, he was a small child. He doesn't really remember. It's only things that he could have picked up from other people, and that's not valid information. So it does sound ridiculous, and as the card said, it's not something that is real. Okay, so that's the tarot. The oracle deck is Whispers of Healing, and that's for King Charles and the royal family. So let's see, what does the oracle say? What kind of advice for healing can the oracle give King Charles? Let's clear the deck. Healing advice for King Charles. Healing advice for King Charles. Okay, unconditional love. Interesting. So I'm going to read at least the first paragraph because it's interesting. Continue to love someone, no matter what may be difficult. However, love is always worthwhile. You are made up of love, 100%. This is the truth of your very being. No matter how upset you are, how much you beat yourself up or unknowingly hurt other people, you will always have love residing in you. Your heart is seeking love at every second of your life. Loving unconditionally means giving love without expectation, being and giving the love you want to experience in your relationships can be the hardest lesson of life. Okay, so a big part of the unconditional love is forgiveness. And this card is telling King Charles to forgive. And part of accepting Prince Harry back to the family will be to forgive him. And as hard as it might be, they will have to forgive him for what he has done. It doesn't mean that they will accept him wholeheartedly to the family and will allow him to be a working royal. But if they want him away from this toxic relationship that he is in right now, they will have to forgive him for what he has done, to understand that he is right now in a very toxic relationship. He's unaware of reality. He does not realize what he's doing, and to understand that he is in a very, very deep emotional turmoil, and to give him the help that he needs. And unconditional love is part of that. And I think that the way that King Charles is acting shows that he does have this unconditional love to Prince Harry. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.